Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In this video, we will see how to access data from Excel file in our Java program code. So see, here I have taken one example and here I have written this Selenium code. Actually, it is not required. So see, technique to access data from the Excel file. So it is applicable to any Java program. Okay, so whether it is Selenium or any other Java program, so same techniques we can use. So what I do, I delete this. Okay, and this thing also I delete. Okay, now see, this is Java program code. This is our Java program, and this is our Excel file, right? So in this Excel file, we have this rows and columns. So see, in this Excel file, we have this three worksheet, right? And here I have given these names to these sheets, and in this login data sheet, we have this data. So we have rows and we have columns, right? So what kind of data we have? We have user ID and password. Okay, for the user, we have user ID and password. So this data is there in our Excel file. Now see, we have to access this data into our this Java program. Okay, and that thing we have to do. There are some terminologies. So see, complete Excel file, it is called as a workbook. Keep in mind, complete Excel file, we call it workbook. And this, this is one sheet, this is second sheet, this is third sheet, right? So this is sheet. Sometimes we call it worksheet also. Now see, in Java language, to handle workbook, we have one class XSSF workbook. By this class, we can handle workbook. For sheet, we have class XSSF sheet. See here, XSSF and this S, these are the capital letters, and here XSSFW, these are the capital letters. Now see, and what are these? These are the class. This is also the class name, and this is also class name. Now see, so to handle workbook, we have to use class this, and to handle sheet, we have to use this class this. Now see from where we will get these classes. So in standard Java, these classes are not available. This class for these classes, we have to add external libraries, and these libraries are provided by Apache. Now see, Apache has provided these libraries, and this libraries name are this POI and POI dash XML. These are the libraries name. So these libraries we have to add into our Eclipse project. Now see, so this is our project. Already I have converted this project to Maven project. Now see, once it is a Maven project, then it is very simple. Just we have to add dependencies in pom.xml, right? So what we'll do, first dependency of first library that we have to add is POI, right? So on this Google, we'll search this. So Maven repository POI. So this first repository we will add. First dependency we will add. Okay, so this code we have to copy. So I have copied that and we'll paste here. Okay, so already in one video that I have told how to add dependency, Maven dependencies, or how to add dependency in Maven project. So see, in between this dependencies tag, this is opening tag, and this is dependencies closing tab. In between this, we can add multiple dependencies. See, this is dependency for Selenium. Now, this is the second dependency we have added for POI, right? And one more dependency that we have to add, that is POI XML, right? So that also will search OI dash this. Okay, this code will copy and we'll paste here. Okay, one more dependency will add. Okay, after this we'll save it. Once we save this pom.xml, these libraries will get added in this folder. Now see, So that library we have added. Now see. So what we'll do, we have this file, Excel file, right? So from this data, what we'll do, we'll access user ID and password of Mayur Chavan. Okay. So for this user, Mayur Chavan will print user ID and password. Okay. So that will be our task. So what is our task? To print user ID and password of Mayur Chavan. Mayur Chavan. This is our task. Now see. So our first step, we have to create object of workbook. This is the first task. Now see how to create object of workbook. So already I have told for workbook we have to use class XSSF workbook, right? This class we have to use. So see here we'll mention it. Here we'll create object of this XSSF workbook. We'll give some name. So for example, we'll give name workbook only to this object is equal to new XSSF workbook. Okay. Now see, to the constructor of this class, we have to pass one parameter, and that parameter is object of file input stream class. Object of file input stream class, we have to pass it as an object. Now see, so here we have mentioned, but we have not defined it, right? So here we will define it. File input stream or object name that we have given FIS is equal to new file input stream. Now see, when we are creating object of file input stream class, here to the constructor we have to pass one parameter, and that parameter is address or location of that Excel file. So see that location here we can get. So see this is our Excel file. We'll go to properties. We'll copy this and here we'll paste it. The folder name, then again 2 backslash, then the file name is this Excel data. So that also will paste dot or extension. Extension is this XLSX. Okay, so that also will copy and will paste here. Okay, so that thing we have done. Now see, so it is showing red line. So we'll take cursor over here. So we have to import package for this. Okay. Then again it is showing red lines, so we have to import package for this. Now see here you can see import this class name from package org.apache.poi, right? And because of this, see we have this class is available in this package, in this library. For this purpose we have added this Apache libraries POI and POI-XML. Now see, so we have imported package for this. Again it is showing red line, so we have to add through the declaration. Okay, so that also we have done. Okay, now see, so again it is showing red line. Okay, so we have not used this object, that's why it is showing this red line. Okay, now see our next task. So the first task was create object of workbook, right? Now see, this is our Excel file and this complete Excel file is called as a workbook, right? In this workbook there are various sheets, right? This is one sheet, this is second sheet, this is third sheet. Likewise there can be multiple sheets, right? Now our data is present in this sheet, right? In login data sheet, these are the names that I have given. So in this sheet data is present, right? Means we have to locate this sheet, right? From this workbook we have to locate this sheet. So for that purpose we have to create object of this sheet. So here I am writing, we have to create object of sheet, right? And one more thing is important. See what we have to do, we have to create object of sheet, and also to that object we have to allocate appropriate or corresponding this sheet, right? Because our data is here only, so we have to locate this sheet, right? So here we have to allocate respective sheet, right, where our data is present, right? So that task we have to do in second step. Now see, here that I have told, for workbook we have to use this class, but for sheet we have to use this class, right? So here we'll create object of this x double s f sheet, right? And we'll give some object name. Suppose I am giving sheet only, right? Now see, here to this sheet I have to allocate, which sheet I have to allocate? This only, this sheet, right? Where this sheet name is login data, right? So see, here we can do like this: work book dot get sheet. Now see, get sheet at, and there we have to pass index, something like this, right? Now what we can do, we can directly give this index number. So see, likewise, so index number 0 1 2, likewise. Okay, so that index number we can give, but see, it is not necessary always it will be here only, right? Sometimes if there are hundreds of sheets, so our sheet may be at some different index, right? So what we can do, we will compare name of these sheets. So sheets whose name is login data, so that sheet will allocate to this object, right? So see, what is our task? We have to check name of the sheet. Now see how to check name of the sheet. So see, here we'll add some condition. What condition we have to add? From this workbook we have to find out sheet name, right? So see, first thing that we have to do, we have to find out how many sheets are there, right? That is the first task. So in, we'll create one variable, okay, num sheet, some name I am giving, is equal to workbook dot get sheet. So get number of sheets, okay? So this function I will call. So by this, how many sheets are there? So in our example there are 3 sheets, right? So that number will get allocated to this variable, okay? After that, what we'll do, we'll put one loop, okay? So integer I is equal to 0, I less than this num sheet, means number of sheets, okay? And I plus plus. So this loop will be for number of sheets, okay? And after that we have to allocate ith sheet, right? Ith sheet we have to allocate, okay? So what we'll do, we'll take here, we'll put this variable here, okay? Okay, so see, now what we are doing, see, it is showing red line, so we have to import sheet, okay? So we have not imported, okay? So that will import, okay? Now see, so what we are doing, every sheet we are allocating to this object, right? But not every sheet, what we want, this particular sheet, this particular sheet should get allocated to this object, right? That is our requirement. Now see, we'll put one condition: if workbook dot get sheet name, something, okay, that name will be there. So get sheet name and index I, okay? So if it equals that name, okay, so here we will mention that name. So suppose login data, that is the name of this worksheet, right? So name of this sheet is login data, right? Login data. If it is equals to login data, so then we'll allocate that sheet to this object, okay? So likewise we are allocating to this object. Now see, suppose, see, here is L capital, D capital, but suppose you are, if we are not sure which character is capital, so what we can do, equals dot equals ignore case, that also we can do, equals ignore case. And suppose here if you mention small l and small d, so that is also okay. So now it is ignoring this case. So if you mention capital letters, small letters, it doesn't matter, okay? So that we have done. So by this, what will happen, particular sheet, means this sheet, login data sheet, will get allocated to this object. Okay, so this was our second task. Create object of sheet and allocate respective sheet. Okay, so that task is done. Okay, so second important task that we have completed. Now see, third task. Our third task is we have to fetch data from our Excel file, or directly we will mention sheet, right? Directly we have to fetch data from the sheet. Up till now, what we have done? First, we have created object of this workbook. Then what we have done? We have created object of sheet and we have allocated proper sheet or sheet from which we have to fetch data. Okay, that thing we have done. Now third step, that is important step, that we have to fetch data from the sheet, right? Now see how to fetch data from the sheet, and for that purpose we have to use two iterators. Two iterators you have to use. Now see why two iterators. So see here, always will fetch data row wise. See, we are not fetching data column wise, we are fetching data row wise. Means see, this will be the first row that data will get fetched, then second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Okay, likewise we will fetch the data. So to fetch row we require one iterator. Fetch first row, then it will fetch second row, then it will fetch third row. That is the first iterator that we have to use. Now second iterator is required to fetch this cell value. See, first iterator, it will fetch this row. Second iterator is required to fetch this cell value. Again, see, first iterator will fetch this row. Second iterator is used to fetch this cell value. Okay, so likewise, we require two iterators. We require two iterators. Now, see how to use them, that we'll see. So, see, we have to use iterator. So, I'm mentioning iterator. Okay, we'll give some name. So it row, iterator row. So some name I am giving there is equal to. Now see from where we'll get the iterator, how it will get initialized. So it will get initialized based on this sheet dot iterator. There is one function method iterator. So see iterator. Okay, so that we have to mention here. Now so it is showing a red line, so we'll import iterator. So see, always keep in mind we have to import iterator from the java.util package. Okay, so that thing we have done. Okay, initialize variables, so that also will do. Okay. Okay, then change type to iterator row. Okay, so that thing also we have done. Okay, and we have not used this variable, that's why it is showing this warning. Okay, now see, so that iterator we have initialized, right? Now see, when we are mentioning it row dot next, when I call this method, so it will fetch first row. Keep in mind, when I call this next method, so it will fetch this first row. If I call this next method, so next time it will fetch this second row. Again if I call, then third row. Again if I call, fourth row. Likewise it will fetch. So what we will do, once this data is fetched, so we'll allocate to some variable. So see, that variable, that data will be of type row. Row is class name. Likewise we'll do. So see, that row will get fetched and that will get allocated to this row. Now see, what we'll do, we'll put one loop, and that in that loop will fetch all the rows. Okay, so that will do. So see, here we'll put while loop, this it row dot has next. So see, if it has some next value, so it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So see, we'll put this loop. Okay, so what this loop will do, it will continue until there are number of rows. Okay, so see, for first row, second row, third row, likewise that loop will continue. Now see, so that was the first iterator, right? So we are getting rows, first row, second row, third row, likewise we are getting. Now see, we have to second iterator to fetch this cell value. So see, from the first row, first cell value, second cell value, third cell value, likewise data we have to fetch. So see, again we require one more iterator. So see, we require one more iterator. So iterator. Okay, now see, it was it row that we are given iterator for row. So now we'll give some other name, it cell, iterator for cell is equal to. Now see, from this row we have to fetch, right? From where we have fetched row? From the sheet, right? Now from the row we have to fetch this cell values, right? So row dot, it has one method cell iterator, and it will return this iterator object. Okay, so this method we have to call. Now see, so in this way we have initialized this iterator object. Again same thing. See, if I call this it cell dot next method, so it will return first cell value, right? It will return first cell value. Again if I call, then second cell value. Again if I call, then third cell value. Likewise it will return. Now see, so again what we'll do, again we'll put some while loop. So see, it cell dot has next dot has next, this method will call. So we'll put one loop here. Now see, so just like we trace any matrix, right? Just like we have matrix, row and then column, row wise we go, and then we access the column value, right? So same thing we are doing here. So see, by this we are accessing the rows, and by this we are accessing the column values, right? So by this we are getting the value. Now see, what we'll do, we'll print that values. Now see, so by this we are iterating. So we have to save that value, right? So just like here, see, we have saved value of row, right? So this value, cell value, somewhere we have to save, and that to save that value we have to use one class, that is cell. So see, suppose some name I am giving here. So see, to this cell I am allocating this value. Now see, it is showing red line, so we'll import this cell. Okay, add cast to cell. Okay, so that thing we have done. Okay, now see, I will print the values. So syso control space enter, and this value we have to print. Now see, to get value from this cell we have to call one method, get cell. Okay, so see here, that method name, get string cell value. Okay, so by this we'll get the value of that particular cell. Okay, so I have saved the program. Now see, we'll run our code. Let us see. So here you can see we got all the values. See, we got all the values. See, users, user ID, password, then first username Parag Jambulkar, user ID, password, second username, user ID, password, third user ID and password, right? So likewise we got complete data, right? So in this way we have fetched data from the Excel file, right? Now what we want this data only. So see, this is complete data, this is complete data from this Excel file, right? So that we have done. But now what is our condition? We want user ID and password of Mayur Chavan only. That is our requirement. We want user ID and password of Mayur Chavan only, right? So for that purpose, what we have to do, we have to add conditions there. We'll add some conditions, and we'll check the conditions, and accordingly we'll print the value. Now see, we have to print the value when that username is Mayur Chavan, right? When that user is Mayur Chavan. So see, this is our first value, right? So when in that row, first value is Mayur Chavan, then only we'll print this next value, right? So that is our task, right? So what we'll do, we'll fetch this cell values only if username is Mayur Chavan, right? If that username is Mayur Chavan, then only we'll fetch the cell value. So what we'll do, we'll take it outside. So here we'll put one condition to check the value, get cell value. So see, get string cell value. Okay, dot equals. We'll check if it is Mayur Chavan, right? So in double code we'll mention if it is Mayur Chavan. So if it is Mayur Chavan, then only we'll go for the loop. Okay, then only we'll go for the loop. Okay, so when first time we are calling this next method, so we'll getting first value, right? That is Mayur Chavan, right? So again, we have to call this next method. So it sale dot next. This method will call. Okay, so now see, if it equals Mayur Chavan, so first value is Mayur Chavan, then only we are running this low. Okay, so that thing we are doing. So see, indentation that will do. Okay, now see, as saved program, now we will run it. So see, it is showing red line. So what we have to do, add cast to cell. Okay, so that we have done. Now see, again we will run it. Okay, so see, this is user ID and this is password, right? So that data we got, right? So our requirement was, what was our task? We have to print user ID and password of Mayur Chavan, right? So here in output we got user ID Mayur and password is Chavan231. Now see, one more thing. Suppose, see, here all data is string, right? But suppose here we have 231 only. Okay, so now it is a numeric data, right? See, so what I have done, previously it was Chavan231, so that was string, right? Now I have removed Chavan, now it is 231, so it is number, it is numeric value, right? Now see, if I do like this, what will happen? So we'll run our code. Let us see. Here we got this error, right? At line number 51, means here only. What error we got? See, java.lang illegal state exception cannot get string value from numeric cell, right? So what is the meaning of this? Here it is numeric value, right? But what we are trying to do, we want to get string from that, right? We are trying to get string from that, and that is the error, right? Now to handle such kind of situation, again we have to check if that cell value is string, then we'll call this method, otherwise we have to call another method. So see, what we'll do, we'll add some condition here. So see, we'll do proper indentation, and after that here we'll add on condition and we'll check type of this cell. So see, what we'll do, c dot get cell type, if it is equal to cell type, this is class name, cell type dot string. If it is string, then we'll do this thing. If it is string, then we'll perform this operation. Else, okay, so one more thing that we'll do, I will add one more condition there. Else if c dot get cell type is equal to cell type dot numeric. See, here you can see, if it is numeric value, so what we'll do, these lines I'm adding there. So see, when it was string, so we have called this method get string cell value, right? If it is numeric, then we have to change our method name. See, dot get numeric cell value, right? So this method we have to call. Now see, so if it is string, we'll call this methods get string cell value. If it is numeric, then we are calling this get numeric cell value, right? So we'll run our code. Let us see. So see, here we got output Mayur and this password. So see, our password was 231, right? But it is showing double value, right? So one more thing we'll do, we will typecast it. So we'll make it integer. So again, we'll run our code. Okay, so see, this user ID Mayur and password is 231. So in this way, we can access data from Excel file into our Java program code. I will provide this code in my blog post, and that blog post link I will put in description box. From there, you can take this program code. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notification of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.